today we are going to have a look at the topic idea of science. Now the question that I want to put forth to you is that when somebody asks you, what is science? What comes to your mind? And immediately when we think upon this, we say it is physics, chemistry, biology, maybe mathematics and so on. And again, another question is, now that you are in the first year, somebody asks you that which stream do you belong to? And we think and we say we belong to art stream. So the point is that can art stream also be science? Because immediately when somebody says that which stream you belong to and you think of arts, you basically look at the subjects like sociology, economics, political science, history and so on. And we never think of these subjects as science. Today I'm going to deliberate upon you on this idea of science, and basically we'll have a broad and wider understanding about this idea of science. My presentation is outlined as beginning with an introduction, a brief history of science, pre-modern period, then early modern period of science, modern period, and then we shall conclude. So let's have a look today as to what we are going to learn. We are going to definitely trace the evolution of the word science. We are going to understand the idea of science, and we are going to justify the application of the word science to multiple disciplines. So to begin with, the word science comes from the Latin word scientia, meaning knowledge, and it is a systematic enterprise that builds and organizes knowledge in the form of testable explanation and prediction about the world. So we see here that an older and a closely related meaning still in use today is that of Aristotle, for whom scientific knowledge was a body of reliable knowledge that can be logically and rationally explained. So anything that we try to use logic based on verifiable facts and we explain it, it is coming within the realm of science. And since classical antiquity, science as a type of knowledge was closely linked to philosophy, where sometimes the words science and philosophy were also interchangeably used in English language. What we see today in the modern sense of the word science is often treated as synonymous with natural and physical science. That is what I stated to you right in the beginning. And thus restricted to those branches of study that relate to the phenomena of the material universe and their laws, sometimes with the implied exclusion of pure mathematics. This is now the dominant sense in ordinary use. That is what we understand when we say the word science, that it is so very narrow and it's applied so very narrowly to only the disciplines that try to study the laws of nature. Nevertheless, today, the idea of science is applicable to any subject discipline which employs the method of science. So let's have today a brief look of the history, or rather how the word science has evolved, or we should be understanding the idea of science today. So having a look at the pre-modern times, which I have classified here, and I put it as pre-modern times because it's made up of several periods within this, which we'll be seeing in the timeline. So ancient to medieval up to Renaissance period came under the broad umbrella of philosophy. That is the reason why I have clubbed this together as pre-modern, and you will see that everything which was studied of natural phenomena was included in philosophy, and this used a specific method of logical reasoning. So during the ancient period, we see descriptions of the discipline of empirical investigations of the natural world existed. And now we will have a look at the idea of the evolution of science, And you see here that the period of time right from the ancient Greek classical period, we call it as, you will find that philosophy, the branch of knowledge, was based on logical reasoning. And this is basically the time period when you had the great philosophers of Western world, we call them, and it's from 500 BC to 100 AD. You also find the next period, that is middle period to enlightenment, that is from 500 CE to 1500 CE, and the next period is early modern period, that is ranging between 1500 CE to 1800 CE. Lastly, we find the modern period, that is from 1800 CE to 2000 CE. So let's have a look at some of these periods today very quickly. We find from the Middle Ages till the Enlightenment, science or scientia continued to be used in the broad sense, which was still common until the 20th century. So you see here that science therefore had some sort of a very broad meaning that philosophy had at that time. In other Latin influenced languages, including French, Spanish, Portuguese and Italian, the word corresponding to science also carried this meaning. So science therefore had the same sort of a very broad meaning that philosophy had. And therefore today, the focus being of the idea of science in the present form, the science of today is based on the foundation of the early modern period. The dawn of modern science is generally traced back to the early modern period during what is known as the scientific revolution of the 16th and the 17th century. This period was marked by a new way of studying the natural world, by methodological experimentation aimed at defining laws of nature while avoiding concerns with metaphysical concerns such as Aristotle's theory of causation. So let's have a look at this, what happened during the early medieval period in the form of this simple table that we have. Here, as we see in the early modern period, that is from 1500 to 1800, we find that there was a rapid accumulation of knowledge that was initially restricted to a few countries of the Western Europe. The second point is the preferred term for English speakers was natural philosophy, that was different from moral philosophy. So you have a distinction being made between natural philosophy and moral philosophy within the general umbrella of philosophy. Third, you find the works of Francis Bacon and John Locke promoted the use of the word natural philosophy in the modern sense of the word science. So this seems to be quite interesting that we have today here. And you'll find that the new kind of scientific activity emerged only in the few countries of Western Europe, and it was restricted to a small area of about 200 years. Next, we see that the preferred term of study of nature among English speakers was natural philosophy, and it was so very different from the other philosophical disciplines such as logic, metaphysics, epistemology, ethics and aesthetics, which were referred to as moral philosophy. Today, when we look at moral philosophy, it is more or less synonymous with ethics. Therefore, science only became more strongly associated with natural philosophy than other sciences, gradually with a strong promotion of the importance of experimental or scientific method by people such as Francis Bacon. The word science, therefore, we see has evolved, and at one point of time in this transitional phase that we see, when John Locke wrote in 1690 that natural philosophy is not capable of being made a science. However, it may be that Locke was not using the word science in the modern sense, but suggesting that natural philosophy could be deduced in the same way as mathematics or logic. So this takes us to the next period, and that is the modern period. We look at the modern period, which consists of roughly between 1800 to the 2000 CE. So the dawn of the 19th century had two important points. there was a complete separation of natural philosophy from philosophy and the emergence of the word science to denote natural philosophy. In the mid-19th century, we see, based on the works of Galileo, Kepler and Newton, there was a tendency to use science as the word denoting to study natural phenomena. In the last half of 19th century, the emergence of the word scientist to denote people who worked on natural phenomena using the method of science emerged. So let's look at these as to what happened during this point of time. Locke's assertion, notwithstanding by the early 19th century, that natural philosophy had begun to separate from philosophy, though it often retained a very broad meaning, in many cases science continued to stand for reliable knowledge about any topic in the same way it is still used today in the broad sense. So in modern terms such as library science, political science, computer science, and what we see in the very narrow sense as natural philosophy became linked to an expanding set of well-defined laws. And that is what I already mentioned about Galileo, Kepler and Newton. And thus over the course of 19th century, there was this tendency to associate science only to the study of natural world. And this is what basically happened because of this was that the so-called social sciences were in a linguistic limbo. Next, we see that the discussion of scientists as a special group of people who did science, even if their attributes were up for debate, grew in the last half of the 19th century. Whatever people actually meant by these terms at first, they ultimately depicted science in the narrow sense of habitual use of scientific method and the knowledge derived from it as something deeply distinguished from all other realms of human endeavor. So this takes us to the last part of the modern period, and that is between 1900 to 2000. Between this time we see the emergence of the modern notion of science, that is a special kind of knowledge about the world practiced by a distinct group and pursued through a unique method. What we see is that science emerged as something very general, and it was practiced by a distinct group of people using certain methods or principles, you can say techniques, that were universally used across the globe. And this contributed to the legitimacy of variety of fields or disciplines. What we call it as the modern notion was applied to diverse disciplines ranging from sociology to motherhood. So we see that from the 20th century, there was like emergence of several disciplines which were basically involved in the study of human behavior or human societies and so on. And in this we find that they started using the principles of science or the methods of science, and thus we have the word science being used to different other disciplines at this point of time. And thus you see that emerged a classification of science broadly into formal sciences, basically such as mathematics and so on, and the natural sciences which studied natural phenomena, and social sciences studying social phenomena. Lastly, there was a combination of science and technology that happened during this point of time, and the understanding that both were interdependent and inseparable. Let's come to the conclusion today. To conclude, the idea of science has evolved from the very point of time from the umbrella of philosophy. The idea of science is also based on the methods employed in finding the truth of every single natural phenomena. And lastly, the word science today can be applied to multiple disciplines that employ the method of science. So any discipline can use the word science so long we use the systematic methods.